Hey y'all, welcome to my channel, and welcome back if you're returning. It's Fiery Moon, and I'm here to do the general collective weekend vibe reading. It is December 26th as I'm recording this. We currently have Sun in Capricorn, Moon is in Pisces. Since the last reading, we've also had Venus move into Capricorn. So Mars is there. So there's a Venus and Mars conjunction along with the Sun. So that creates a stellium, a Capricorn stellium between the Sun, Venus, and Mars. We still have Jupiter in Cancer. Saturn is still in Pisces, as well as Neptune. We have Uranus in Taurus and Pluto in Aquarius. I was guided for this reading to use my Zodiac Oracle deck. And I figured, like, for whatever reason, I was guided to it. Whatever energy comes out in these cards, because they're separated via the houses, or excuse me, the planets, the signs, and let me see, is there anything else? Yeah, I believe it's just planets and signs. Whatever cards come out, the best way to, I guess, an element to utilize the energy is to, look at those houses in your chart. I'll also be using the Sacred Creators Oracle, and then we have the Life is Like a Board Game Tarot out here. I don't know, the energy feels like almost like I don't know, to me it feels very like playful, like, or like just the energy of play. So some of you may be feeling that way. Some of you may need to get into that energy for yourself. But it feels like, just the energy, like very playful, childlike, not childish energy. That is, it feels like I'm being wrapped in it for some reason. So, like, big kid energy. So with that being said, we're going to jump right on in and see what messages of guidance, healing, truth, love, wisdom, acceptance, understanding, as well as protection do we need as it pertains to the collective and the energy surrounding this weekend. What's going on, Spirit? Like, it's making me feel like what I'm feeling right now. It's making me feel like I want to color, or I want to draw, or you could be feeling this, like you want to color, you want to draw, you want to sing, you want to dance, like, but that's what I'm feeling right now. But we'll see what comes out. Can I get one more, please, Spirit? They're saying it's just the vibes. It's just the vibes. And I'm not shocked, because just at the bottom of the deck, we have the water energy, which is, definitely could tie to the moon and Pisces right now, which is like that creative, imaginative energy. So your water houses may be significant. Up under that, we have fire. So it could even be playing out within your water and your fire houses. Because it feels like, especially with Mars coming out up under fire, it feels like, Mars is the masculine energy, and it's the, it likes to take action. It likes to, initiate. It's like Aries energy, but then up under that we have Scorpio, which is like the fire sign of the water signs. So Scorpio energy may be significant. Some of you could have a Mars in Scorpio, whether that's in a fire or a water house. Or you may just need to check your Mars, check your Scorpio houses. But yeah, the word I'm hearing is alchemy. Yeah, so some of you may be needing to, and I almost said it when I started the reading, like integrate this playful energy, like within yourself. It's like that blend of, water and fire. They're giving me Chris Brown's Heat, and he's a Taurus. That's the opposite energy of Scorpio. So some of you may need to, step into your opposite energy or learn how to integrate within your opposite sign energy. As well. But let's see what's going on, Spirit. What needs to come through for the collective as it pertains to the energy for this weekend? What's going on? I almost feel the energy like someone is like I'm getting a shy, bashful energy. We have Leo coming out. So you may want to check your Leo houses. And like I said, that opposite energy. Give me 1 second, y'all. I haven't used these cards in so long, but they're all like bent up. We have Leo at the bottom, or that came out. And then at the bottom, we have Aquarius, which is the opposite to Leo, the 1-7. Yeah, so your opposite energy may be what you need to learn how to integrate, because then we have Pluto, and Pluto is in Aquarius right now. So if you're, a Leo sun, or you have Leo placements, this Pluto energy is, Pluto itself is very transformative, but it's sitting opposite to your sun energy right now. So, this is almost like tower energy, Pluto. It's almost very transformative. I feel like for some of you with the Taurus energy here, something is like, Taurus is fixated earth, so it can be a very stubborn energy, but and on the more positive side, it can be an energy of consistency. I don't know why I feel like the energy of like something like almost showing up or popping up as in like arriving, but it almost feels like, especially with Pluto here, it feels unexpected. Like this could almost be the energy, whether this is you or someone you're connected to, like they're about to do something that they've never done before. Yeah, very unconventional with Uranus here. That's what it makes me feel like. And it is in regards to their dreams, imaginations, creativity with Neptune. And then we have the Gemini energy, which is like that playful, childlike energy within itself. Just the Gemini energy naturally, but this is almost making me feel like similar to the Lovers card. So this could be in regards to like a connection that you have with someone, or them you. Just take it how it resonates. Can I get one more, please, Spirit? But I feel like something or someone is like arriving. That's what I feel like. Maybe this is someone that you share, like it's almost giving me the energy, especially with that kid energy that came up, or that childlike energy that came up. Like, if this is in regards to another person for you, you guys is like inner child. like they like to play with each other. That's the best way that I can say it. But it's almost like for some of you that connection, even if physically, like you got, like I feel like these two energies, whichever one you are, like apply it as it needs to be. But it makes me feel like in the physical reality, or as you all showing up as yourselves, there it could seem like, or it could be um like it could seem very like opposite, or like almost like it's a struggle, but it's almost like the inner child pull that you have to each other is like, it's undeniable. Like this is someone that you could laugh a lot with, because that's what I'm getting. I'm getting laughing. I'm getting like, someone that is just like, it's like y'all, the inner child in both of you are the same. So they complement each other. Even if it doesn't look that way or seem that way, within like physically, your inner children enjoy each other. So we have the Pisces energy coming out. Yeah. So like I said, right now the moon is in Pisces. And then we have Saturn, which is ruled by Capricorn, or rules Capricorn, sorry. Yeah, so for some of you, you could have a Saturn or Leo, or Saturn in Leo or Pisces, or Saturn can just be prominent right now, which 19 and tarot is the sun card. So this could just be alluding to the sun being in Capricorn. Can I get one more, please, Spirit? But this is almost like more of that Neptune energy with Pisces coming out. Can I get one more, please? Can I get one more to go with this energy for the collective as it pertains to this weekend? Like I almost feel like, and I don't know, you guys probably can even hear it. Like I just feel like very calm, very safe, very, like almost serene. Can I get one more, please, for the collective? So this could be you. You could, if this is, this could be your energy and how you feel in regards to someone, or how they feel in regards to you. Then we have Mercury coming out. And right now, Mercury is in Sag. And that deals with communicating, thinking, analyzation, ruled by Virgo and Gemini, or rules Virgo and Gemini. I don't know why I always say that like that. At the most basic level, it feels like, it almost feels like whoever is coming forward, because I still feel that energy of like someone coming forward, showing up, arriving. It feels like they're about to express something. Pisces is 12th house energy. Leo is 5th house energy, which is the card, or the, it represents the sun, but it's the house of, expression. I don't know. I feel like someone is about to say something, or yeah. Then we have Cancer, and I was gonna say, like, I feel Jupiter energy, just with Mercury being in Sag, and Jupiter being the ruler of Sag, we have Jupiter at the bottom. Or Cancer, which is where Jupiter is right now. Then we have the air energy. I don't know if someone, it feels like communication. It could be in regards to how they feel. For some of you, like I'm also getting like this, they're saying conversation. This conversation could take place at your home with the Cancer energy here. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I don't know how to feel. Like, but also like with that up under the air energy, we have Pluto. So it's almost like, again, like whatever this person is saying or whatever they're expressing, it's something like very transformative for them. Like maybe this is someone who, you know, has never been one to like express their feelings, or what they do express, or maybe they just never express their feelings to you in regards to, you know, like how they felt. But I feel like with the ruler, or excuse me, with Mercury being in Sag right now and the ruler of Sag being in Cancer, I almost feel like it's okay, thank you, Spirit, because Jupiter is still in retrograde, but it's like it almost feels like the energy of someone coming in because of this Jupiter retrograde and saying, you know, like realizing they need to say something that they've never said, or they realizing that they should have said something that they never said, like, because, you know, retrogrades are you know, looked at as like a period of review. So it's almost like the things that were left unsaid, someone is ready to say them now. Or what they should have said, or, you know, when they had the opportunity. And they could just be thinking about it. But to me, it feels like, especially with Leo here, like this person is actually going to take a brave act and reveal what's been hidden in a very, you know, via Mercury communication. But with it being in Sag, it's very, how can I say this? Like, because it's not Aries energy where it would be very direct. It's almost in a way like almost like someone's telling you, well, what they've learned, because, you know, Jupiter deals with wisdom, knowledge, its expansion, you know, like almost like what this retrograde has, you know, like in a way taught them, or what they've gathered and from, you know, whatever experience this is with you all, and like really sharing that with you. Like it almost like they feel safe with you. So it's almost like if this is someone, or if this is you that has held back communication, it was like, I almost feel like, for what, like why? It wasn't necessary. You could have, you know, you could have spoke your mind back then, or, you know, like, but okay. So I am getting, because Pisces is debilitated in Mercury, because the ruler of it is Virgo, which is the opposite to Pisces. So Mercury and Virgo, you know, that's its home, so it feels comfortable. But being 180 degrees away, it's you know, it's not. Maybe this person just wasn't confident in their way of communication, or just communication in general. So let's see what we get. Can I get one more? Yeah, because once the moon moves into Aries, that's when that directness, that energy is going to want to take action. So the moon will be in Aries tomorrow. It's at about 24 degrees Pisces right now as I'm recording this. Can I get one more? This could be like they're saying private, a private conversation, or at least one-on-one. They're saying one-on-one. All right, so bottom of the deck we have, it says make a mission statement for your soul. Yeah, I feel like whoever is initiating or taking some type of action or coming forth with communication, this is like basically just reiterating what they're doing. Because I almost feel like it's almost coming through as the energy of a declaration. Yeah, and then we have inflow with money. And that makes me feel like almost like the energy of communicating like what this person feels, is valuable to them. For some of them it could be money, but it almost just feels like not even physical money, but just people, places, things that they value. And then we have the accept and receive, which is like the Six of Pentacles, which speaks to reciprocity, even exchange, a give and a take. And then we have external validation. And then we have follow through. And yeah, see, with this external validation here, this person could be communicating like, how can I say this, Spirit? Where in the past, they would only give or, receive, whether that was communication, emotions, time, energy, and effort. Where like they would be kind of like validated in return, not because it's how they really felt, but it's like they cared more about being how they were seen, or being like the card says, validated by outside energies. So that's how this person would go about life. Like, for instance, like, oh, if they see that somebody likes something, they'd be like, oh, I like that too, just so they can feel comfortable around this person. And it feels like with this make a mission statement and then flow with money, like that's all changing for this person. Like it's almost like they were, or they could have been like people pleasing just to feel valued within the situation. So it's almost like this person would say anything or they would accept anything just because of how others made them feel, but it wasn't like almost true to them. And with this follow through card, it makes me feel like, you know what, now it's like, no, I can't keep doing that. I have to follow through in what's true to me. And we have you are magic. Like, yeah, I have to, in a way, like be myself. But you should always be yourself. And I know, like, I don't have to say it, but you should always be yourself no matter who is around, no matter where you are. And like, I guess for me, like, I just don't I can't be anything other than myself. I don't even try. And I wouldn't try, because why? Like, so it doesn't matter where I'm at. Like I've told y'all multiple times on this channel, if I'm at work, if I'm at school, like the way that I sit here and talk to y'all is the way that I sit and I talk to others. How they choose to receive it is, hey, but I'm going to be me. It like, and it was so funny. Like, what is it? Today is, so maybe 2 weeks ago. I was at, and y'all know, like, I mean, I'll share my personal experiences, but this one is like really personal. So, like, I just have to, exercise caution in how I say this. But 2 weeks ago, I had a funeral to go to. And, I had to, travel out of state. And long story short, we're at the viewing. We're at the mortuary. And I had went to use the bathroom. But when I was done using the bathroom, I realized there was no paper towels. So I'm like, that automatically just threw me off, because the ladies' bathroom, like, I need one to turn off the water, I need one to open the door, and it just perturbed me that there was no paper towels. So, but anyway, after, I came out the bathroom, luckily I didn't have to, open the door. After washing my hands, but I went and I was, I found some gentlemen who were working in the mortuary, and I said, hey, the ladies' bathroom is out of tissue or paper towels. So he's like, oh, no worries, I'll get them for you. But there was another gentleman with him, and he was like, oh no, I got it, I'll go get them. So the first gentleman that, said, yeah, we got, I got you. He was like, he looked at me and he was like, oh my God. He was like, yo, your skin is so beautiful. And I was like, oh, thank you. And, but I was like, yeah, because you see my relative in there, he was like, oh, so it's genetic. I'm like, yep, you already know. So then as we're just, shooting the shit back and forth, he goes, I seen his face before, the words came out of his mouth, and it was like he looked shocked. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, what happened? But behind me, because I didn't know, was my daughter. She was walking up to me. And he was like, oh my God, she does too, like her too. And I'm like, yeah. I said, what you expect? I said, you just complimented me on mine, and that's my daughter. So, we're just having a good time laughing or whatever. So my mom goes, girl, how is you cutting up in this damn mortuary? And I'm like, Mom, like, but you know me. And I was like, and he cutting up with me too. But it was, the moral of the story is like, wherever I am, I'm going to be who I am. And I, like, I do get it or to an extent. Like, some people, struggle with that, and it's no shade, it's no judgment. But I just can't say that I resonate with that energy. And my mom was like, girl, you in here cutting up. And I'm like, I ain't cutting up, but this is who I am. So I feel like someone is like in this energy of like, almost like tired of suppressing who they really are. Because you know what? It's like Jim Carrey said, and shout out to Jim Carrey because he's a Capricorn. He says, or at least there's a quote that said he said, because you know how shit is today, where he said, when you're, he was like, depression is your avatar letting you know that it's tired of playing or wearing the mask that you're wearing. Like, it's tired of that. And I'm not saying that this person is depressed, but I feel like, they're just done feeling like not themselves. That's the best way for me to put it. So can I get one for this Leo energy? Well, yeah, see? And like I said, this energy is very ready to, initiate and make, take some type of action with the creator fire here. Bottom of the deck, we have unstick the stuck. If that don't say what I just said any better, like, they're ready to, come out. It says, your soul shines. Like, yeah, they're ready to bring themselves, like, out of the background. Because that's basically what it is. Can I get one for this Pisces energy? Why is Pisces here? Oh, you better shut up. I love it. Welcome to Divine Masculine. Yeah, because this is like an energy of like, you know what? I'm taking my power back. And it's a 19, which is the sun card, which ties back to this Leo energy. And it says, stop, drop, and ground. Yeah, it's almost like this person, they could have been in a space where they've, been trying to, or even actively working on integrating, like what they're feeling and what to do, because Pisces is that mutable water. So it's almost like trying to get the two fishes that represent Pisces in sync with each other. And I can feel that here. So it's like, in order, you know how they say, in order to heal, you must feel. And that is what this stop, drop, and ground is making me feel like. Like, this person was like, you know what, I had enough. Let me just sit and feel through what I need to feel through. Let me, like, I almost feel like it's very magician-like, which also represents the divine masculine energy. And like sort through this shit, what I'm feeling. And just because it says divine masculine, this can be a female. But can I get one for Mercury? Why is Mercury here? Oh, we got two for Mercury. So we have that fearless expression. Oh, I love it. And then we have the bravely market your magic. Yeah, and this is definitely representing that Mercury and Sag right now. And it's direct. Yeah, I like this. Because it makes me feel like with the bravely market your magic, like you are your brand. Like, so how you show up, is you're showing. You have to, like, you can't that would be like they're saying, yeah, false advertisement, showing up as something that you're not. That would be false advertisement. But once you get into this fearless energy, this fearless expression energy, now you're showing up as you. Now you can, stamp that, put your trademark on there, like, this is what it is. And then we have, yep, just like I said, it says find your sacred flow, which is, like I said, this person with this Pisces energy, they had to, they could have even went through an integration process. And now, even tying back to this Cancer energy, that's the cardinal water. So that's acting on what you feel. I like this a lot, y'all. For for whoever this is. Because don't get me wrong, like, it's not like I don't sit here and say this stuff, and share with y'all like I don't have these problems. There was a time when, I was I'm naturally reclusive by nature. So growing up, I was always very quiet, but it wasn't because I was being suppressed. It was because, like, I personally, like, didn't find, the value, because I was so young and so aware of myself and saying certain things. And I even just said this last night when I was, around my family. I was like, but now I'm to the point where it feels wrong to not express myself. So I have to, and people, like, the way that I see it was like, I was just, I wasn't overly expressive. But a lot of people say, you know what, Jazz, you've always said, how you felt. You've always been like this. And I was like, well, I don't, to me, I don't really feel like I was. Like, I feel like I was very quiet as a child. But it's because I was observing and, just taking a lot in. And, a lot of people be like, yo, the way that you say things or how you put things together, it's very different. Like, I shock a lot of people with just like shit that seems simple to me that I say, but it comes from, like, I don't know where it comes from. I guess it comes from the time that I spent, just being silent and observing and, because it's not like I have an extensive vocabulary, but everything that comes out of my mouth, it like I tell people all the time, it comes through my heart first. So it was almost like I was quiet because it's hard putting your feelings into words. It is very hard, but it was almost like in that silence, I learned how to do that. So when I express myself, I know sometimes it could be like, ouch, or, sometimes it could, I've seen it in real time. Like sometimes it makes people like take a step back, or sometimes it makes them, lean in more. Or sometimes, like I can see it makes them feel comfortable. So they start opening up to me. But I just like, that was just how I managed to get through what I was feeling. Like, because if I couldn't even, and y'all see, like, sometimes with these readings, I struggle. And where I struggle at, like, in these readings is because, like, I'm to the point now where there are just, like, there's no words for what I'm feeling because we don't have them. So I don't know. Like, sometimes I'll make it up, but for the majority of the time, I'll try to, get as close as I can because I'm to that point where, like, this language, like, there's not enough word. There's no word for that. I feel it, but so I do struggle. I still struggle, but I learn more and more every day. So let's see what's going on, Spirit. Can I get one more? Alright, so bottom of the deck we have the Nine of Swords. And it says, anxiously stressed out way. So someone could be, in that energy of overanalyzing, feeling, stressed in regard, it is swords. I feel like this is in regards to either things they've said or done in the past that just weren't true or weren't, forthright and honest and upfront with the Seven of Swords here. They whatever, feeling stressed out because if it's things that they've said or things that they've done with the Seven of Swords, it was to, like I said before when we seen those cards, accept and receive, like it was to gain some type of validation or, attention. It wasn't true to who they were. But with the Temperance card here, yeah, it's like, it's time to, balance this out. With Temperance and the Hermit here, I feel like whoever this is, this masculine energy, like they had to, like, it's almost like spirit, like, because Temperance can be a card of divine intervention. And it's like, spirit had to sit this person down and bring it to their attention via the Hermit. And in that, it revealed to them a Queen of Pentacles energy. A feminine energy that's very centered and grounded. And with the Ten of Pentacles behind her, this feminine energy has like a very like unshakable like foundation, or they come from almost like I feel like it's not even that they come from it, they just know their worth and it backs them, that knowing. And not for nothing, whoever this masculine energy is, they love it. With the Nine of Cups and the Sun, it's almost like now they just want to like express this Nine of Cups energy to this feminine. Because not for nothing, like, what I've noticed just with me personally, because that's the only experience that I have to go off is things that I've been through. A lot of people, like I said, when I say stuff, it normally takes people aback. More often than not, they look at me like, yo, did you really just say that? Yeah, but it's always like they always come back around and tell me like, you know what, Jazz, I needed you to say what you said and how you said it. In the moment, like, it can seem mean, it can seem harsh. That's not the intention though. It's just like I said, like everything for me, like it comes through my heart first, and then it goes through my brain, and then it comes out of my mouth. So like I can't not, like, you're gonna feel it however you feel it. I know what my intentions are behind what I say, like, because 9 times out of 10 when I say something, it's because it just is what it is. Like, I don't sugarcoat shit, because for what? And I'm not gonna like try to, I guess do what people will call like sparing feelings. Like, it's not even about that. It's just letting you know what it is so you don't have to sit there and fucking guess. I don't like that. So why would I put somebody else in that situation? If I tell you what it is, that's what it is. Not, oh, I'm beating around the bush and then you got to figure it out. Like, that's too much. No, don't do it to me, because I'm not doing it to you. Yep, and then we have the Queen of Wands coming out. And I feel like this is the feminine energy. Like, I definitely feel like with the divine masculine here, this masculine has the capacity to be an emperor. But I already feel like this feminine energy is already an empress, because we got the Knight of Pentacles, and then we have the Queen of Swords. Now we have seen all, like, 3 of the 4 queens already, so that's why I say like this is the feminine energy. The feminine energy is already in her power, but with the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords, it's almost like this masculine energy is hesitating, because with the Knight of Pentacles, because it's like they're trying to, for some of them, they're afraid of what this feminine is going to say. It's almost like they're treading lightly, because you may be a feminine energy that is very direct and clear cut. That's what the Queen of Swords is. Like, can I get another one? Yeah, see, and they want to have this even exchange with this feminine energy, with the 6 of Pentacles and the Temperance at the bottom. Because it's almost like this feminine energy, like she where this masculine is like possibly like just now learning how to utilize their fire, this feminine is comfortable in that. So they're comfortable taking action. Even, even though it's not what feminine energy does, but they also know when to sit back and receive. Like, this person knows how to, really express themselves, and understands like balance with the 6 of Pentacles. Can I get one more to go with this creative fire? So it's like it's almost pulling that out of this masculine, because the Queen of Wands, she attracts. What do we have here? And then we have the 5 of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. And this is, this is going back to what I said, like, where your inner childs could, complement each other physically. It's almost like it almost can play out like, a struggle or conflict between you and this masculine energy. Because it's almost like they, like, in a way, like, I can feel like this person wants to be in charge, but you're not. It's almost like you can't be controlled, because you know your value. So it's almost like this person like tries to, or may have even tried to in the past, like compete with you in regards to, how you, or the way that you stand in your worth. Because for some of them, it's almost like they tried to take it from you. They tried to like devalue you in a way, or did things to try to make you think that you're less than who you are or what you are. And that's what created the conflict here. But it's like, no, like I said, you stand firm. Like I almost feel like in a way with this 10 of Pentacles and then the 9 of Cups, with this 5 of Swords, it's like this person tried to test you, tried to like test your fortitude. And it's like you passed the test. Like I don't know, like I don't respect that. When people show you who they are, believe them. Whether it's positive or negative. But don't try to manipulate, or don't try to, cause, conflict or strife just to see like if someone is who they say they are. Like, the fuck? That's childish. Can I get one for Welcome the Divine Masculine? Because it's almost like I feel, and I'll clarify, let me get one for this 5 of Wands. Like this person, like they almost feel like, damn, I shouldn't have tested this person. Can I get one for this 5 of Wands? Yeah, see? And we have the Ace of Wands. It was their ego. Because it could have been like, because they didn't, see this within the energy that this feminine carries. If the feminine is you, they didn't see the energy that you carry within themselves. So it's almost like they wanted to compete with you or fight with you over it. But the fuck you, we all got the same access to the same thing. They could have been battling within their feminine energy and how to get secure within it instead of seeking it from the outside. Because if this Queen of Wands and this Queen of Pentacles is this masculine's feminine energy, they were seeking that external validation instead of going within, which is why the Hermit showed up before. Can I get one for the Welcome the Divine Masculine? Welcome the Divine Masculine. Why is this here? Too many. Can I get one, please? Yeah, see? And this is just going, confirming what I've already said with that Pisces energy with the 7 of Swords. Yeah, it's like this person, they, were like in a way like all over the place emotionally. Not knowing which way to go as the Chariot. Not knowing how to hone in on what they were feeling. That Cancer energy. But now it's almost like, yeah, with Judgment and then the King of Cups, they've gained control. This person could have just been out of control emotionally. But they've gained control stepping into the King of Cups energy. Can I get another one for Welcome the Divine Masculine? Ooh. Yeah. The High Priestess. And this is just, oh my God, it's so crazy that I said what I said, because, a High Priestess is normally silent. She's not, one of many words. He or she, it doesn't matter. But they're not one of many words. They hone in, they, observe. And for some of you, like, they could have seen you, or you could even be a High Priestess to where, like, you confuse them, because, like, it's almost like what they expected you to say, you didn't say. When they expected you to say something, you stayed quiet. And it's almost like, yo, like, damn, like, I want to share in that. But if this is just a part of them, they had to sit with those feelings. The High Priestess is Pisces energy. They had to sit within and figure out, like, what it is that they wanted with the 10 of Cups, and then what it is that they needed to let go of with the 10 of Wands in order to move forward towards what? I can't make this shit up. Give me one more, please. Ooh. Can I get one more? Yeah, and now that they sat with those feelings, sorted them out, here we have the Chariot, which is that forward movement, that emotional balance, the Cancer energy. Mm, mm, mm. And then can I get one for fearless expression? And bravely market your magic here with this Mercury. Fearless expression and bravely market your magic. Yep, the world. Yep, because it's time for the, the cycle to close of you not being in this energy so that you can begin to be in this energy. And like I said, the cycle is closing on this devil energy, the restriction, the limitations, the, feeling stuck, not being able to be yourself. Yep. Can I get another one, please? It's the lifting of the restrictions. For some of them, it could have been, because they felt obligated to a situation or people or, whatever the case may be. Can I get another one for this fearless expression? Yep. It's time for it's time for them to be happy with the Ten of Cups. This is what they want. They want, to be in a place around people and in a, emotionally fulfilling place or space within themselves that they can share with others. And the Fool is like, there we go, taking that risk. There's that, taking the action to do what they know they need to do to help expand with Temperance. And then here we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is that Jupiter energy. And like I said, this person became the King of Cups, and now here's the fourth queen, the Queen of Cups. So I feel like if you're a feminine energy, you're on the receiving end of this. Can I get one more, please? And like I said, it does feel like communication. Can I get one more, please? Yeah, this person is freeing themselves from the Eight of Swords to the Three of Swords, which there's a Five of Swords in between. Yeah, and all this is really alluding to, this person is really just tired of, being in their own head about this, for one, with the Eight of Swords. But it's, it was of their own making. The restrictions, the limit, like they did it to themselves. Like they held themselves back. And also with the Three of Swords, like they could have just been, like stuck in like pain, whether it's past pain or even regards to, a separation, being separated from this feminine energy. But now it's like they're ready to, start moving in a direction of heading towards some type of peace with the Knight of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. Can I get one more, please? Yeah. It's almost like they were trying, and being in this energy, they were trying to prevent something that they ultimately ended up creating, the Ten of Swords. Going through like the contemplation of, should I open up? Should I just be myself? But what if this person don't like me? Or what if like I lose this connect? Like all of that don't matter if you're unhappy, because it's clear that you were with the Five of Cups here. But they ended up creating that anyway. I feel like the Chariot will let us know how and, what possibly this person, maybe, in regards to what they have to say. But this is that forward movement. So can I get one for the Chariot, please? The Chariot. Why is the Chariot here? What do we have? Ooh, yeah. This is, Temperance is looked at as like the fixing angel. It's divine guidance. It's divine intervention. I cannot make this shit up. I can't, y'all. I can't. To where the Empress. Now I'm curious as to see where's the Emperor. Where's he at? Seeing every card but it. OMG, where's the Emperor? Don't tell me he's at the bottom of the deck. Fool. Justice. Judgment. Oh my God. If he is at... Okay. So the Emperor is in between the Knight of Pentacles. That slow and steady wins the race energy. So he's slowly making his way to being the Emperor. Welcome to Divine Masculine. And the Eight of Pentacles, putting ready to, and showing up, ready to put in the time, the energy, the effort. Yep. They're saying expect to see it. Expect to see it. What does that mean, Spirit? Expect to see it. I guess expect to see them show up and putting in the work. That's how it feels to me with the Three of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, because it's almost like this person, like, they could have had that, that need to win at all cost mentality with the Five of Swords, which is in between here, but it just left them stuck and hurt. And ultimately manifesting what they didn't want to manifest. The endings of things. In almost a very harsh way with that Ten of Swords. But with this here, like this, it makes me feel like they're turning their back on it with the Three of Pentacles. Like, I don't care whether I win or I lose. I gotta, show up for me. And then showing up for themselves, they are wanting to show up for, a connection, or possibly just, a feminine energy that they hesitated on. Yep, look. The Ace of Swords after the Five of Swords. Yep. Wow. Clarity way. Look. Knowing what they want with the Nine of Cups. Let me stop, because I could sit here and do this all day. But let's grab the guidance and advice. What's the guidance and advice, Spirit? What's the guidance and advice? Too many. What's the guidance and advice? Ooh, come on now. So we have nourish the sacred feminine. Yeah. If that don't say showing up for this feminine, like, but they have to be this emperor. They have to be in that emperor energy, especially for an empress. I like this. Oh, that scared me. I'm like, what the hell? Can I get one for nourish the sacred feminine? And that's 18. It's giving me the moon card vibes. I mean, it does have a moon on there. Can I get one for nourish the sacred feminine? Nourish the sacred feminine. Why is this here? That's the guidance and advice. Too many, Spirit. Can I get less cards? Nourish the sacred feminine. They keep giving me 2 cards. Can I just get one, please? Hold on 1 second, y'all. I want to see something. Okay. Sorry about that. Just wanted to see something. All right. So, nourish the sacred feminine. Okay. So, it says, the essential meaning is the yin, inner knowing, and the unconscious mind, listening to intuition, showing unconditional love, fertility and prophetic dreams, circadian cycles and phases of the moon, wisdom, traditions, co-creation, nurturing, teaching, healing, using your emotions as a guide, and facilitating new relationships. It says the self-care message. Illusions, fear, or anxiety about the unknown, potentially missing something that you can't see, a time to let go of negative self-talk and to tap into your innate inner knowing, work to be done with the shadow self. Now is a time of deep introspection as you wait for an idea to grow and develop. You've planted the seeds, and sometimes divine timing requires a period of rest as things culminate and ripen. The moon asks you to be open to receive, to reflect, to pause, and collapse into waiting. She's the waning crescent that casts a moonlit glow over the landscape of your life. She has trickled light onto your path, but only very dimly, because she hopes that you will listen for the subtle signs and the wise whispers that are all around you. It's time to look directly into the shadows at any lingering wounds that may continue to affect your current understanding. Remember that in the dark, it's easy to blow fear and illusion out of proportion. Don't strain to see what you cannot see right now. Instead, focus on your inner knowing and on what you can see. Allow your intuitive nudges and any persistent feelings to help you translate her gentle illuminations. You must trust yourself. And then it says, what does the sacred feminine mean to you? Do you have any other ways of naming this energy? And how do you nourish this receptive, intuitive state? Do you tend to favor strategy or intuition? And how do you decide? I like this. Because it's almost like with this masculine, what I'm feeling, with them getting in touch with their sacred feminine, they're aligning with a feminine that is already in this energy. Like, I like this. Like, it's helping them to open up, because it's almost like then they'll have someone, like I said, oh my God, to share it with, to share what they're feeling, to share it with someone that gets it, with someone that understands it. This almost making me want to cry. Because that's really, at the basis of everything, that's all we look for is, someone that gets us, someone that understands us. And where, like, for some of you in the past, this person, especially if this is someone that they, that I feel like you would have to know this person. You would definitely have to. We'll ask. But I feel like you would have to, because it feels very prominent, the energy. Like, this is someone who you've encountered, or at least had some type of relationship with. It doesn't have to be romantic, but like, this feminine is someone that, you're comfortable with. I felt that in the beginning of the reading. So it's almost like you held back when you didn't have to. Some of them held back within fear of being hurt with this 8 of Swords and 3 of Swords. So, and them hesitating with this 7 of Pentacles, they created an ending with this energy. So let's see. Yep. The Five of Swords. It was a need to be in control. For some of you, like I said, I still feel that energy of someone like needing to like test the fortitude of a feminine to see like it, like, is you really real? Like, yes. For whoever this is, yeah. And they're seeing how it was really with the Sun and this Five of Swords. For some of them, they're realizing like they sabotaged it. They're seeing it was their ego, or they're seeing that it wasn't worth it. Like, that's what it makes me want to say, win or lose. And it's almost like because now I'm hearing like, I don't want to lose you. They might say that to you, but it's almost like they're seeing, themselves and how they acted in the past. And it's because of them now tapping into a sacred feminine and realizing like, oh shit, I actually had a person that was this. And I didn't have to hide. I didn't have to try to control. I should have just been myself. And I'll clarify it. The Five of Swords. I cannot make this shit up. Regret. Regret. The Five of Cups. With the Four of Cups. Yeah, because this person was very stubborn. They were unwilling to budge. They were, this is rejection. They rejected it. They rejected this feminine energy. And now, it's like seeing like, damn, I should have did the work. Because I would have been the Emperor. You cannot make this shit up. With the Page of Swords, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Emperor. You cannot. And do these two energies, they know each other? Have they encountered one another? Like I'm saying, you would have to be, but I feel like someone is like asking. Sheesh. We have the King of Cups, the Seven of Swords, and again, this is just Spirit reiterating like, yep, because this person, they ran from their feelings with the King of Cups and the Seven of Swords. And then with the Six of Wands, they like, how do you say? They sacrifice their feelings for their ego. So this is a yes for me. That's definitely a yes. Because you wouldn't do this for someone that, this just doesn't feel like stranger energy, someone that you don't know. Because to have this realization, it's almost like you would have to have, had some type of experience with this person, whether you're resonating on either side, as the masculine or as the feminine. Wow. And then at the bottom of the deck, we have befriend the word polarize. Yeah, which that just speaks to, like, it's almost like an energy of getting on the same page, of, achieving an inner balance for yourself. Yeah, so it's like, get comfortable with, being who you are and being unapologetic about it is what it makes me want to say. Like, whoever fucks with it, and whoever don't, oh well. Like, but as always, y'all, I thank you all for tuning in with me. I definitely hope everyone enjoys their weekend and stays safe. If it didn't resonate with you, it just wasn't your story, and that's fine. But I will see you all on the next one. All right? Later.